on Facebook at facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield. Claire Bear on Planet Radio Huddersfield.
Hello, I'm Claire Bear, and you're listening to The Asylum on Planet Radio Huddersfield. We've got a great mix of metal, punk rock and everything alternative for you today, and what better way to start a lazy Saturday afternoon than with a bit of AC/DC. That was AC/DC with the title track from their classic 1979 album, Highway to Hell. Now while we're on the classics, some great news from Black Sabbath. They've just announced a gig in their hometown of Birmingham as part of their first British tour in years. The gig will act as a warm-up for this year's festival season, where the band will play both Download and Lollapalooza, both of which have a fantastic lineup this year. So if you want to see Ozzy Osbourne, Tommy Iommi and Gerard Butler, they'll be coming to Birmingham's O2 Academy on the 19th of May. Tickets will be on sale from the 4th. And now some music that's just a little bit different for you. I don't know how many listeners have heard of the murky world of steampunk, but imagine Victorian England with steam-powered technology, computers and everything. It's probably the easiest way to give you an idea. Anyway, this is a fantastic track from steampunk band The Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing. This is Victoria's Secret. So there you have it. It is possible to write a really kick-ass punk song about Prince Albert's shambling corpse. The Men That Will Not Be Blamed for Nothing are a steampunk band from London and are definitely worth keeping an eye on in the near future. Their name's a reference to a bit of chalk graffiti discovered above one of Jack the Ripper's murder scenes. Truly gruesome. They describe themselves as crusty punk meets Cockney sing-songs meets grindcore in the 1880s. What do you guys think? Let us know on Twitter at Planet Hoods and on Facebook at facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield and of course on the website at planetradio.ning.com. Next up we have something for all the metalheads out there. That was Five Finger Death Punch with Ashes, and you're listening to The Asylum with Claire Bear on Planet Radio. The time is now 12:15. Now on this show, I don't just want to focus on the stuff you hear on every other alternative show on the radio. I'm going to be bringing you some really exciting up-and-coming local bands as well. West Yorkshire's got a great music scene, and we don't want to forget about the all you unsigned bands out there. So here's Leeds-based band Utoxeter with Which Side of the Thin Blue Line. You're listening to The Asylum with Claire Bear on Planet Radio, and that was Which Side of the Thin Blue Line by Utoxeter. If you liked what you heard, have a look at their Facebook page at www.facebook.com/Utoxeter That's Utoxeter spelled UTOXATOR. Let us know what you thought of the band on Planet Radio's Facebook and Twitter page as well. That's Twitter at Planet Hoods and facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield. We've had some sad news this week for the UK's metal scene. Roadrunner Records are set to close down their UK offices. Now, Roadrunner has been a key force in the metal scene for many years, bringing us bands like Sepultura, Machine Head, Slipknot and Trivium. The close is one of many around the globe for Roadrunner. Slipknot's Clown announced over his Facebook page, "Today's a sad day. It's brought to my attention that many Roadrunner offices around the world have been closed permanently. This means to us, Slipknot, that a lot of our very close friends and comrades will no longer be around to help the art and business known as the Slipknot family. It's a really sad day." The close will be a great loss for the metal scene, but all is not lost. There are still some awesome metal labels bringing us some really exciting music from all around the world. And just to prove it, here's a sample from Spine Farm Records. That was Losing You from Dead by April. They're a bit of a new discovery for me at Dead by April. I've only recently heard them, despite that song being about 3 or 4 years old now. They're a Swedish pop metal band from Gothenburg, if you haven't already heard them. They're just about to do their first American tour, which is a great step for the band. Keep your ears open, they look set to go far. Now, because I've got a couple of minutes to fill before the news, we've got a bit of a spontaneous guest. Katie Peroxide is on with us now. What do you think of that song then, Katie?
I really like them, but I'm kind of confused about the name because the Linkin Park guy is also in a band called Dead by April or something
really?
like that.
Two?
There are two, I believe, but yeah, I thought that was his band, so I'm quite confused now.
Okay, well, it's quite clearly not because these are Swedish.
It's quite clearly not, yeah. I was like, I'm sure Chester's not Swedish.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, he's American, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long
Are Linkin
way.
Park doing anything anytime soon?
I don't know. I mean, they usually play Download, but they're not playing Download
They've
this
been
year.
really quiet for a couple of years.
Apart from that, when he was in that Saw film.
Was he in Saw?
Yeah.
What was he playing in Saw?
A murder victim.
Just a murder victim.
Yeah.
Oh, he's dead. That's definitely one
He's
up for his
dead,
acting
yeah.
career there. Okay, Scandinavia are becoming a really big force in the rock and metal scene at the moment. You know, they've brought us bands like Nightwish, Ensiferum and Dead by April, of course. I mean, I'd do anything to live in a country where folk metal reached #1 in the charts. I'm sure you would as well, Katie.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
know quite a lot of Finnish bands, actually, don't you?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Finnish music. A lot of Finnish like hair metal bands. That's what I'm into.
Okay. Cool.
Like Crash Diet, Reckless Love.
Okay.
Things like
I'll have to try and feature a few for you tomorrow.
Oh yes, please do.
I will do my best. Yeah, I'm really into Finnish music as well. I mean, I'm really into folk metal personally. So again, like Ensiferum and Fintroll and all that kind of thing. So yeah.
Good times.
Okay, if you've got any thoughts on Finnish music or Scandinavia in general, don't forget to talk to us on Twitter at Planet Hoods and on Facebook at facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield. Any more thoughts on that, Katie? Still got a minute to fill.
Well, Claire's playing brilliant music, so if you're not listening, then you're missing out. You really are.
Yeah, everyone gets spreading the word. And don't forget to check out the bands I've played, the local ones as well, you talks to. We've got another one, Civil Protection, coming up later as well.
Great.
Okay. Next up, we're going to be playing your hymn, but that's going to be after the news. So you've got another minute of me talking away at you.
Nothing better.
Again, hymn have been quiet for a while, haven't they?
I saw him 2 years ago at Download, and that's the only thing I've heard that they've done lately, really.
Yeah. I've heard they're really good live. What did you think of them?
I thought it was good, apart from that. I mean, it was outside, so he was allowed to smoke, but he does a lot of smoking on stage.
A lot.
A lot of smoking, and you're definitely not allowed.
Yeah, I've heard I don't know if I can say this on air, but fag HAGs.
Yeah.
That go around collecting all his cigarette butts and keeping them in little heart necklaces.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got a bit of Vilvelo with them all the time.
Just like the comic strip in Kerrang.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
I find
all
that
true.
a little bit weird myself. But okay, and I think we're in for the news now. Thanks for that, Melissa. And also thanks to Katie Peroxide for a bit of an impromptu guest spot there. Next up, we have Him with Your Sweet 666. That was Him with Your Sweet 666, and you're listening to The Asylum on Planet Radio Huddersfield on planetradio.ning.com. Don't forget to let us know what you've thought of the show so far on Twitter at Planet Hoods and on Facebook at Planet Radio. That's facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield. Now, I like to make sure we have a real mix of music on The Asylum, so I've got something special for you now. This is one of my favourite bands. I saw them in Leeds a few weeks ago and they were fantastic. This is Ailstorm. The time is now 12:39 and you were just listening to Wenches and Mead by Ailstorm. I brought you pirate metal. So far we've had pirates and zombies in the show. I'll have to try my best to get vampires in tomorrow's show to complete the set. I promise you I will. Now I think we need something a bit lighter, so here's Bowling for Soup with Hooray for Beer. Well, it is the weekend after all. That was Bowling for Soup on The Asylum at Planet Radio Huddersfield. Special thanks go out to Laura Pressbury, who was providing our fantastic dance moves on the webcam for that one. Coming up next, we have another great local band for you. This time it's Civil Protection, who are a band based in Huddersfield who've just released their very first 4-track album on Bandcamp. It's available to download at civilprotection.bandcamp.com if you like what you hear. Plus, it's name your price, so you can pay as little or as much as you like for all those poor students out there. So here you go, Civil Protection with The Lines Are Drawn. That was local band Civil Protection with The Lines Are Drawn. Don't forget to find them on civilprotection.bandcamp.com to download their EP if you like what you heard. Next up, we have a bit of Evanescence for you, whose self-titled third studio album debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart and sold over 127,000 copies. Singer Amy Lee recently confessed to NME she was embarrassed when recording the first single of the album, What You Want. Apparently, she felt it sounded a bit too Janet Jackson-esque. Well, we don't think you embarrassed yourself, Amy. Have a listen for yourself and let us know what you think on facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield or on Twitter at Planet Hoods. Here is Evanescence with What You Want. You're listening to The Asylum with Claire Bear on Planet Radio, and that was Evanescence with What You Want. We've got just a little bit more music news for you now. I don't know if you've heard, but it's recently been revealed that Corey Taylor and Dave Grohl have recorded a song together with producer Butch Vig. It's not yet known whether the song is for a Grohl project or a Taylor project, but as Grohl has recently been working with 80s metal band Rat, it looks likely there's going to be an interesting Grohl project on the horizon to look forward to. Corey Taylor, of both Slipknot and Stone Sour fame, recently wrote on his Twitter feed, "Huge checks off the bucket list today, did a song with Dave Grohl and Butch Vig." Grohl's band, Foo Fighters, have confirmed they're back in the studio this year to record a new album as well as Grohl's side project, and Corey Taylor has also just yesterday confirmed that Slipknot will be back in the studio in 2013. So here's Slipknot with Duality. That was Slipknot with Duality. The time's now 12:58, and that means we're nearly finished for today's show. But I'll be back tomorrow between 12 and 1 on planetradio.ning.com for more fantastic metal, rock, punk, and everything alternative songs for you, as well as some more great local bands. Don't forget to let me know of what you thought of my very first show on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Planet Radio Huddersfield, and on Twitter at Planet Radio Hoods.